Okay, question of the day. How can you express your personal style on a web page? So, we are going to be learning more about CSS, and I think we're going to be talking about RGB colors. You'll see what that is. Okay, so here are some review exercises, and yes, I want you to do all of them. Add heading rule. Here's an opportunity to be creative and customize the heading. Do this. Add a rule set for the heading. Okay, guys, remember, we need to go into style.css to add these rule sets. But let's look at which headings we want to edit first. So it looks like H1 is the one we're going to want to. Okay, yeah, they don't even have a rule set for H1. So let's go ahead and copy body and paste it down low. Let's type in H1. And what do they want us to do? It just says add a rule set. Well, let's give it some color. I'm going to make it blue. Okay? And maybe they'll ask us to do more in the next activity, exercise, change text color. Well, I did just do that. Okay. They're asking us to do it with both paragraphs and headings. Change the color of both the heading and the text. Add a rule set for the heading to make it a different color. Add a rule set for paragraphs to make them another color. Okay, so we go here and let's copy and paste this twice and change this one to H1, but there's also H3. So you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to copy this because we have to change the paragraphs too. Boom. Color. No, we don't want it to be white. Let's make it yellow. Maybe they have a dark yellow. Dark. Let's do dark orange, and let's copy this rule. And we'll just make these different colors. Red, green. Okay, so now all three of them, if we hit refresh and save, yep, all three of them are different colors. Orange, red, green. Okay, and I think that's it for this exercise. We want the names of the authors to align to the right side of the page. Okay, do this. Figure out which tag holds the author's names. Add a rule set for that tag to move it to the right of the screen. Holds the author's names. Okay, so let's find. Remember, you can use the inspector tool. Okay, so the H3 tags hold the author's names. So we'll go in here, H3. Okay, so to be honest, I forget how we align. Align, let's type it in. Text align, that's it. And they want it to the right. And look, yeah, that looks more normal. This is how you usually see it written. When you're reading quotes, the person being quoted is usually written to the right. Add a rule set. Yeah, okay, so we're good. Okay, exercise 2D. Let's change the font family. Change the font family of both the heading and the text. There are several font families, including cursive, fantasy, serif, and monospace. Do this. Add a rule set for one of the heading types to make it a different font family. Add a rule set for the paragraphs to make them another font family. Okay, go into your spreadsheet, or style sheet. Okay, so it says add a font family for one of the heading types. So we don't need to do both H1 and H3. We'll do font family. Let's do monospace. And don't forget to add that semicolon. And let's copy, paste it down here. let's change this to fantasy. I don't like how that looks, but we're going to keep it for the sake of time. Okay, now change font size. Change the font size of both the heading and the text. You can specify the font size in terms of px. Add a rule set for the heading to make it a different size. Okay, this is great that they keep having us make these rule sets, really drilling it in. Okay, so I copied and pasted that twice. We'll do H1 and paragraph and font size. Font size, okay. Let's just make it silly and do 40px. Oh, that's actually not silly. That's pretty appropriate. I thought I was doing that for paragraph. Let's not do 40px because that is silly. Let's do 10px. Yeah. Okay, great. And that's it for exercise 2. So let's move on. Introduction to RGB. Learn about RGB and how it can be used to make custom colors. All right. So for all you artists, this is a good exercise. All colors, whether they have names or not, can be described by the level of red, green, and blue light it takes to make them. This is called an RGB value, short for red, green, blue. You can use the widget on your left to try out different RGB values and see what colors they make. Use the sliders to adjust the levels of red, green, and blue light. For each of the colors below, match it to its RGB value. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one. 216. And you can use the arrows on your keyboard to make it the exact number. For instance, 191. Well, I got it to 192. Now I press the down arrow and it makes it 191. 216 again. Okay, so this is like a... Okay, this is number 4. Okay, so you're matching the color. Okay, cool. All right, so that's number 4. 255. 239. And as you can see, we're about to go to this 213. Number 1. B is number 1. C 250, 128. 250, 128. 114. Okay, 114. Okay, so this C is 2. This one 70. 130. Oh, whoops. 180. Okay, so this one's number 3. D is 3. 107 for this. 107. 142. 35. Okay, and this is 5. Cool. So just know that you can use those RGB values to make your own color. Using RGB, you can use RGB values to get the exact color you want. Do this. Find the CSS rule set in the style sheet that gives the red words their style. Update the styles for the green. Well, let's do this first. Okay, so style sheet. And look over here, we have these red words. Okay, so there's multiple. It looks like there's multiple rule sets for these red words. But it says rule set up here. So there's multiple red rule sets. Update the styles for the green and blue words. try different colors using RGB codes. Okay, so I think we're just gonna play with the green rules. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so let's just do one green and one blue. And I'm gonna copy and paste this. And let's put it under green. That's gonna be, yeah, that's like pink. So not too sure how we can do this. I mean, it's just going to be a guessing game. Yeah, I guess so. I think the key here for you to understand is that this is the rule for setting a background color. If you want to make it an exact color, you can go to RGB. Okay. You know what? Let's Google it. You can actually Google RGB light green, let's say, and they'll tell you. Look right here, 127, 255, 0. So let's plug that in. And this is the green you get. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's copy this. Let's go to, I don't know which blue this will go for. Okay, here. Let's say cayenne. Okay, 0, 100, 100. I think that's what they're saying. Not too sure. Let's check that out. 0, 100. Okay, yeah, that's not cayenne. Let's go back. Oh, okay, 224, 255, 255. Okay, yeah, that's closer. That's close enough. Cool. Okay, so that's basically that rule set. You use RGB code for the rule. Okay, so exercise 4, add HTML. Next, you should add the HTML to your page. Add HTML to make the page you sketched in your project guide. Uh-oh. So hopefully you filled out your project guide. If you did not, let's just make a web page real quick, okay? And we're going to use CSS to style it. Remember, we want all of this to go in the body, in between the body text. So let's start it out with a heading. My page about water. Let's do a smaller heading. And let's put a paragraph. Okay. Uh, hmm. Let's see. Do we want like a list? UL. Let's copy this. All right. Cool. All right. So we have our page. Let's see what exercise 5 has us do. Add CSS styles to our page. Okay, cool. Okay, well, making a rule set from scratch. So, okay, H1, font, family. Let's do sans serif, add that semicolon. Let's make it color. Well, it's not showing me the whole menu. Drop that menu. Okay, let's do this. I don't like using RGB, guys, so if you want to use RGB, go ahead, that's fine. But if you're like an artist, I can see why you would want to use it like a visual artist, but that's not my type of thing. All right, so I added some rule sets. I added some style to my page. I'm going to hit next because I'm good. I'm good with that. Next, check to make sure your page has everything you want. All the content is there, all the structure is correct, all the style is correct. Make sure it's organized, readable, and free of bugs. You know what I am going to add though, guys? I'm going to add some horizontal lines. I like that. I like that very much. Put one right here. And that's all we need, guys. So that's the end of this lesson. I hope that was easy enough for you. And I'm ending the video here.